Justice is conscience, not a personal conscience, but the conscience of the whole of humanity, said Alexander Solzhenitsyn, the Russian novelist. And so, once upon a time, Friday, 24th October, 9:30 a.m. Terry Lewinsky opened the door to his apartment and picked the morning newspaper up from the mat. Retire meant that he could finally live life on his own terms. It also meant that he would have to look at the obituary column every day to figure which of his friends or acquaintances had kicked the bucket. What he saw, he did not expect. Molly Fry was dead? That could not be. She was the sweet young woman who stayed in apartment 21A. It was on Monday that we rode the elevator with her, and he remembered her smiling at him with all those stuffed grocery bags in her hand. He read her obituary in disbelief. Friday, 24th October, 11 a.m. Terry rang the doorbell for apartment 21A, and Molly's husband, Ryan, answered the door. He looked like he had not slept in days. Behind him, Terry could see that the apartment was a mess. Clothes strewn around and half-eaten junk cluttering the dining table. "I'm really so sorry to hear about your wife," Terry sympathized. Ryan looked at him like Terry had lost his mind. "What have you heard about my wife?" Terry was wondering if this was supposed to be a dumb joke. He had read that this wife was dead. But Ryan had not heard. "I read that Molly was no more," Terry mumbled. "Are you out of your mind? Where would you read such a thing?" Ryan was clearly enraged. Terry told him that he had read in the obituary column. Ryan dismissed it as a joke. Some insensitive person might have played it and shut the door on him. Most odd, thought Terry. Friday, 24th October, 3:30 p.m. Terry had spent his life at the Chicago Chrome. His life in journalism had taught him was how to smell a fish, and that morning he could smell a whole school of fish. Sebastian had been his best correspondent, someone who he had mentored. He called Sebastian and asked him for a favor. Could he please check into an obituary printed in the American Central Journal? Sebastian asked Terry to give him an hour. Friday, 24th October, 7:30 p.m. Terry waited for Joe Scazzi to finish his briefing with his beat officers. Terry had only the highest regard for Joe, both for his integrity and his talent as a police detective. "A beer!" Joe yelled from across the hall, adding enough warm laughter to his voice. "Would love it," smiled Terry. Friday, 24th October, 8:30 p.m. "Well, let me understand this," Joe said thoughtfully. "This girl, Molly, is dead, according to the newspaper, and not dead, according to the husband." "That is correct," Terry confirmed. "Could it be a mistake?" "What is that?" Joe leaned forward, getting drawn into mystery. "No, the obituary was paid for by Molly, in person, in cash. Why would a woman publish her own obituary?" Molly's story. Saturday, 18th October. That's 6 days before, 11:30 p.m. Molly was wondering if she should wake up Ryan. The man worked really hard all day, yet she needed her asthma medicine. He must have forgotten the medicine in the car, because he did call to tell her that he had picked them up from the pharmacy, but he had not brought them home. So Molly grabbed the car keys and went down to the car, where it was parked in its usual parking spot in the underground. Ryan ran a limousine service for rich tourists who liked to roam the city in style, and that made his car into his second home, in his own words. Molly searched through the glove compartment and then under the seats in case the medicines had slipped through, but couldn't find her medicines. Perhaps in the compartment under the back seat, but they weren't there either. She was about to shut the compartment when she found her cell phone stuffed in the corner of the compartment. She had no idea that Ryan owned another cell phone. Saturday, 19th October, 45 minutes past midnight. Molly stared at the phone in disbelief. Sweat trickled down the side of her face, her breath in short gasps. On the phone, she saw pictures of the girls who had been missing for 2 months. Their pictures had been all over the news, and the police had launched a massive manhunt for them. She recognized them easily. The girls were gagged and tied on steel beds that had no mattresses. Girls looked petrified, emaciated, and it made her sick to the stomach. Could it be that her husband had a secret life that she had no clue about? Monday, 20th October, 4:45 p.m. Molly stared at nothing. It was 2 months ago that Ryan had told her that he was tired of this mundane life and wanted to take a day off every week, spend some time with his friends. Molly encouraged that. He did work hard and he did deserve a day off. He had taken Thursdays off for the past 2 months. He would spend Wednesday night out and then go out for a bit on Thursday after he had his lunch. He was surely fishing for those girls on Wednesday night and probably going to them on Thursday. It had to be Thursday. Monday, 20th October, 5:15 p.m. Molly bumped into the affable Mr. Terry Lewinsky in the elevator. They exchanged smiles. The penny dropped. She had a plan in place. Tuesday, 21st October, 1:15 a.m. Molly checked the trunk of the limousine. It had a release key. She could hide in it. It was simple now. She would hide away in the car on Thursday before Ryan had his lunch. If he was going to the girls, she was going with him. Thursday, 23rd October, 2:30 p.m. Molly lay hidden in the trunk. She heard Ryan put the car into gear and felt it back up. She held her breath. Now, everything depended on Mr. Lewinsky, the only one of the rare species of newspaper readers that she knew. She knew he read the Central American Journal, and she had seen him dressed in his funeral suit on more than one occasion. If he did not read the obituary column on Friday morning, she was never going to be found.